see me very well. Here we are at 6 Mile Landing, one of my favorite places to catch redfish at, where it's almost 10:15 at night, so we're getting a late start. But here we are on the water, and what I'm gonna do is try to catch some live bait here at shore. If I don't get much results, I'm gonna push out just a little bit. Let's see if you guys can see. Just try to push out a little bit right out to here. And then there's usually more bait out there. Like you'll see like droves of just like bait fish jumping. And so usually I have good luck out there catching croaker, live croaker or mullet. And so that's gonna be my primary bait unless I catch a blue crab. Because today we're here to catch redfish, not necessarily so much trout. So definitely here to get a redfish. That's the goal. Slot size redfish, 18 to 27 inches, and try to come home with it. So hopefully we're not out here too long. I'm not trying to be here too long. I want to get here a little earlier, but it's getting later into the year, so it gets darker later. So but anyway, here we are. I'm about to load up everything, push out, and one of the other main reasons I wanted to come out is because I got some new lighting gear, like a new headlamp, a new spotlight. Also got my light tower here, which is illuminating me right now, that I put in my basket. And so try to see what I can do to try to get better lighting and better footage at night, because fishing at night does get very productive. And so want to see what I can do here for you guys here today. So I'm gonna get my stuff ready. I'm gonna push out. Here we go.
What up, guys? So after throwing my cast net for a little bit, I didn't want to show you because it's dark and you guys really couldn't see anything. I was able to catch like maybe 6 or so mullet and a croaker, and also caught me a medium-sized blue crab to use for bait. So right now all I'm doing is getting my gear ready, a little testing, make sure everything casts, nothing is locking up. I don't have any drag issues or casting issues, because last thing you want to do is wait till you get a big fish on the line and realize you had a malfunction with your rod or reel, and then you end up losing that fish. So what I'm about to do here shortly is get my bait hooked up. As you can see, I got a float rig with a little weight at the bottom to float on the surface, and I'm gonna hook that up. And the rod right here is a Carolina rig, so it's just got a circle weight with mono and a hook, so it's going to sit on the bottom. So I have 2 ways, really 3, because the third rod's behind me, and that's going to be a free line. So it's going to really float in the current freely. And so I have 3 different ways to try to capture these fish here. I got my float rig to catch them while it's on top of the surface, the Carolina rig to catch them on the bottom of the surface, and then that free line to catch them basically in the middle, where the current is just carrying the bait naturally. So I'm going to cut here, because right now, as you see, I'm having a little trouble with my rod holder. Seems a little loose, and I just want to make sure it's tied down, because last thing you want is to have a big fish just take your rod and reel over the side, because you're not going to get it back, and then now you're hurt. So I'm just going to get my gear set up, and I'm just get back with you guys later when we can finally get something on our hook. This was kind of funny because I was looking for my pliers, because I had them when I launched the kayak. I just could not find them where I normally put them, and then I noticed here they are sitting on the back of the kayak the whole time. Luckily I didn't lose them. I honestly don't even know how they didn't fall off. But it was kind of funny, looking for my gear and then noticing it was just sitting there on the back of the kayak, just waiting for me to find it. But luckily, I didn't lose them, because I actually like those. They're like the long neck pliers, so if the hook is really down in their throat, I can get to a lot easier. And then I use it for this situation where I have my blue crab, and I'm peeling the legs off of it, and then I snap those little horns on the side of the shell, and it makes it easier, so when I go to cut it in half, it's just a nice piece of bait just waiting to get swallowed up by a nice sized redfish. And also in my little float bucket here, I have my bait fish just waiting to get hooked up. As you see, this is the rod I'm going to use to free line. It's usually my lure rod. It's a fast action rod with a 10-pound braid, 20-pound mono, and I think like a 2-0 circle hook. And I just hooked the mullet right there in the mouth so they can swim a lot freely. Because I noticed when I hook them in the tail, it impedes their swimming ability, and a lot of time they drown a lot quicker. And so I hook them in the nose, and it allows them to swim around, and they stay alive a lot longer than hooking them really anywhere else. Also, hooking them in the shoulder is also a good place to do it, but I just noticed hooking them in the nose area or in the mouth like that just works for me. So, again, just getting all my gear set up. I'm taking my crab, and I'm just going to split it down the middle. It's either the crab or a piece of cut bait. So I can't really see at this moment. The way I'm cutting it looks like cut bait mullet, so like a bigger size mullet, and I'm just cutting the head and tail off. So I got a nice fat chunk just to toss out there that's very enticing for a hungry redfish. So waiting to see what it is, and yep, it's a piece of mullet that I'm going to hook up on my Carolina rig. So this one's going to sit on the bottom of the water waiting for those redfish, because redfish are scavengers. So what they do is that they stick their nose in the dirt often or in the grass, and they're looking for shrimp and bait fish sitting on the bottom. So sitting something on the bottom of the Carolina rig is a good tactic to catch a nice sized redfish. And I got the crab here. I'm just peeling the legs off to make the bait a little bit more streamlined, release some of that scent, so it can travel across the water and a nice hungry redfish can find it. Alright, so I'm putting the piece of crab on the float rig because in this area a lot of crabs like to kind of float on top of the water, and so it's a good natural presentation for a crab bait. So it just seems to work a lot better than putting it on the bottom. And here in this situation I got my spotlight out because there's a lot of alligators, and so I'm checking for eyes to make sure there's no alligators that come up too close to the kayak. I haven't had any issues with them. But you know, you don't want to get too lax, and I always want to be scanning the area to make sure you're good.
All right. Oh, that's a big trout. That's a big trout. Oh, woo! Hold on. We got ourselves a big old trout. Big daddy trout. Oh man, come here, chill out, brother. Woo, goodness, that is a big trout, my people. Oh man, hold on, cause I think you got me tangled. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is a big trout. Like, oh, don't want to lose my phone. I've already lost the phone out here before when I flipped my kayak. Oh, okay. And you're mine. Yeah, I figured that'd be down there, because I was free lining this, so there's no weight, nothing really to tell me that I had anything hooked. I just kind of threw it out there, and the current's going this way to the left. I just happened to see my line going out to the right, so I was like, let me see. So I slowly reeled in, and then I felt pressure like someone was swimming, and that's when I, you know, kind of got myself ready. Now look at that, a nice chunk of mullet right down his throat. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, that is a big trout. He is fat. At least we did not get skunked today. Like I said, I was not trying to catch trout. I was trying to catch redfish. But when you get the trout this big, all right, look at that. So 21.5. That was a big trout, ladies and gentlemen. Big trout.
Alright, so I want to talk about that catch a little bit. So as I said, I had just free lined a big chunk of mullet out in the water, and they were just floating around. And you know, I had seen at first when I threw it, the current's carrying everything to the left, and all of a sudden I just kind of noticed that my line was just going out to the right against the current. Usually when I see that, that tells me it's either a fish or a crab, but that's not natural, and then something's going on. And so that's when I slowly grab my reel, start reeling in, and I'll reel fast, just a little, just slowly. And when I feel like pressure, like there's something up, that's when I set the hook and I captured that 21.5-inch trout. Now, like I said, I wasn't trying to keep trout, so I let that guy go, released him. Because again, trout's not my favorite eating fish, but this next catch I got, I couldn't let go.
Yeah, big hit. Big hit. All right, big hit. This is why I have my rod and a rod holder. Okay, yeah, that's a redfish. I want to bring him over here. Yeah, bring him this side. He don't want to come that side. He wants to go over there. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Goodness. Yeah, he's under the kayak. Oh no, that is a trout. That's an even bigger oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an even bigger trout. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we have an even bigger trout. We might have a PB here. I'm not gonna lie. We might have a PB. We might have a PB. Ladies and gentlemen, we might have a personal best trout here. Look at that trout. Look at that trout. Oh my goodness. Look at that trout. Wow. Wow. I'm absolutely amazed. Look how fat and big that trout is. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow, wow. New PB. New personal best, y'all. 27 and a half. 27 and a half. Wow. Wow. Now I need a flash on this. I need flash. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, that is my biggest trout. Oh, boy, you smacking me. That is my biggest trout. That is my biggest trout. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I still got my old bait back. I still got the bait back. That's crazy. Still got my bait back. Yes, sir.
Alright, y'all. I was kind of too excited at this catch that I forgot to film an outro. But anyway, you guys saw new PB, new personal best. My biggest trout is now 27 and a half inches. That was a crazy catch. I was honestly, truly not expecting something like that to happen. Like, again, all my biggest trout have been at 6 Mile Landing. You know, every trout I've caught that's ever over 23 inches has been at 6 Mile Landing. And so 6 Mile Landing is truly one of my favorite places to catch fish because I've caught more bull reds, more slot reds, more gator trout, more slot trout at 6 Mile Landing than any other place I've ever fished. So I was so excited with that I had to take him home with me. I couldn't let that one go. So he's sitting in my freezer right now, and I'm happy about that. And I'm going to go ahead and here soon fry him up with the other trout I got from my other catches. And we're going to have a nice trout fry. Even though I don't like trout as much as redfish, they still taste delicious. It's just I'd much rather have redfish, sheep's head, flounder, pompano over trout. But again, I want to thank you guys for watching the video, checking it out. If you got any type of comments, go ahead and leave them in the comment box. I'll answer them when I can. If you like the video, please do give me a thumbs up because it helps circulate the video and it builds up the views and the subscribers and it helps build the channel as well. But on top of that, guys, thank you for watching again. Keep your lines tight and locks load out.